So this was my skin in 2014. I had a massive outbreak and I had no idea where it came from. I was originally living in New Jersey, but I had just moved back from California. I moved to California in 2013, and then I moved back to New Jersey in 2014. When I got back to Jersey, my skin erupted. I did have some weird skin issues while I was there. I went to a dermatologist, and what she said was that it was a change in climate. Like Jersey's was moist, and California was dry. So my skin was adapting to the change of climate, causing it to be more dry. So she gave me some different creams and things to use. I just noticed that when I washed my face, it just felt rougher, almost like not quite like sandpaper, but just didn't feel good. Anyway, I moved back to Jersey, and then, like I said, that happened. It freaked me out. It wasn't like it was instant. It was like a couple of bumps that broke out on this side, and then like some back here, which is weird for me to have. I was like, where are these coming from? And then a few days, it erupted. And I thought that was bad, like initially what it looked like. And then it got worse. And then from there, it got even worse. And I was just like, oh my God. So I didn't want to go outside. I was so self-conscious. It was painful. A lot of people were coming up to me asking me if I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. So I got evaluated for that. People asked me if I tried things like Proactive. I promise you, I tried so many different things that I felt wouldn't make it worse, but I felt like it was beyond Proactive because I never experienced anything like this. And it's not that I had perfect skin before, because I didn't. I struggled with my skin in college. If anybody knows me, I was in college, my skin broke out. And it took a little bit. My skin broke out, my hair fell out, I lost my butt for a couple years, then it came back, but I was going through some things. That's how stress reveals itself on my outside parts. I went to the dermatologist. The dermatologist said, oh, you're having an acne outbreak. And I was like, yeah, but I've never had this happen before. They said it's just acne. Mind you, I wasn't going to a dermatologist on a regular basis, so it wasn't like they knew me. So I did what they said. They put me on some antibiotics, some steroids, and I just stayed inside because I was so self-conscious. I cried. Every time I looked at myself in the mirror, I was really sad. And for my birthday, this is like the only birthday that I've ever had where I was like, I was excited to go out and celebrate, and were calling me and celebrate. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, hell no, I'm not going outside looking like this. So I got into bed and I cried. And it was just one of the saddest times. And I feel like since then, I can really feel for people that struggle with their skin. And my whole outlook during that time has changed. One of the things I noticed with talking to the dermatologist is that they don't so much, they're focused on fixing the problem, which is great, but how it left my skin after that acne did clear up was still like unsightly. Like I wasn't really feeling it. I had hyperpigmentation, my skin was so rough. I didn't have any like pimples like how it was before, and this was cystic. Like every time one would go away, it was something. People literally would be like, he got something. Like I was seeping out of my face, and I was taking the leave and Motrin for the pain. So once the skin started to clear up, I was trying to find different ways, but I was also terrified of what would cause this to happen again. So I changed my diet. I lost weight. Not that I was super heavy, but when you change your diet and eat real clean, you naturally just slim out. I was more active. I didn't do anything with my skin as far as using anything aggressive. I refused to wear makeup. I refused to get facials. People recommended me going to different spas in the area. And when I went to the spas, they would help me, but I didn't really feel like there was a drastic change in my skin. They would say, here, try this little serum. And then I walk out looking all pasty. And I would be like, why do I look like two-tone? So the sunscreens that they would put on me didn't match my complexion. It didn't blend very well. I don't really think the treatments that I paid $200, $300 for did much. And so I had to start doing my own research. Eventually, my skin did clear up. I can say that I have a before and after picture from how things started over time to that October. That October, I have a picture. I don't have any makeup on. You never would have thought that I would do what I went through in May, because it started in May. Yes, it started in May, and then it just got worse and worse. And by August, I was able to go on vacation. But you can see all the hyperpigmentation that is on the side of my face, and it pretty much just came down to here. And I don't have any hyperpigmentation in those areas anymore. So when people ask me how ShiCares came about, like where it came from, is I'm so scared to experience that traumatic experience again. that I became hyper vigilant about doing certain things to avoid from happening. So it's not just about using products. It's not about just going to the spot. It's a lifestyle. It's a journey. So what I realized is that I react to everything that stresses me out. And although life is very stressful right now, I can do things on my end to minimize it as much as possible. So I don't do dairy. Dairy is not something I'd engage in. I love ice cream, cheese on everything, cheese and bacon on everything. And I don't mess with it because I know that it's going to reveal itself on my face. And not just little pimples, like big ones that hurt. And I don't have time for that. Now that I'm a walking brand, I have to be even more diligent about making sure that my skin is decent because people are looking at me. When I first started this business, my skin was terrible. And my recs used to say, listen, you really need to make sure that you spend a lot of time and figure out your skin because people are coming to you for their skin and your skin can look crazy. And I was like, you're absolutely right. So I had to make sure to practice what I preach. Drink a lot of water, get rest, avoid things that cause me to break out. And for those people that can eat dairy without breaking out, I'm jealous. I really am. But I really had to change my lifestyle. So that's how ShiCares MedSpa came about. And one of the things that I talk to people about when we do the consultation is, what is your diet? What is your lifestyle like? Do you pick? How often do you wash your face? What are the products that you use? Not all products that are for sale are good for you. And it may be great for someone else, but it might not be a good option for you. So all of that is part of our consultations. I want you to feel confident in your skin. And I think that it helps when you know what you can do on your end to help us get the best results for you. That's what we can here at ShiCares MedSpa. It's all about innate beauty and wellness. I want you to feel confident in your skin and have the best version of your skin. But anyway, before I talk a little bit more about ShiCares MedSpa, I just want to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Yashika Smith. I'm a nurse practitioner and I'm your therapist. Your skin and your wellness is my priority. After I experienced that thing with my skin, I had to take matters into my own hands. I didn't have any providers that looked like me. I felt like when I would go to different people outside of the dermatologist, because the dermatologists do their thing and then they're like, okay, we fix the acne problem, get away from this. There are some dermatologists that do a little bit of dermatology and aesthetics, but the ones that were around me, they didn't. And not to mention, a lot of the dermatologists didn't look like me. So it's like you get good results, but that part that's missing to make you have it flawless, it wasn't available to me. So I had to do my own research. And I found that it was a lot of my friends that we were all going through the same stuff with our skin. Like everybody was struggling with acne. Everybody was struggling with hyperpigmentation. Not just hyperpigmentation from the acne, but hyperpigmentation from the products that the dermatologist recommended be used because they were causing lightening. So now we have, the acne is gone, but now we're lighter here. And we have to use makeup in order to get that clear looking complexion. So again, I did a lot of research and I found products that work for me. And what I did was I just stuck to what I know, but I kept it simple. I noticed that around our period, my skin would break out. So I cut back on a lot of the sugars and the salts, and I drank more water and I avoided dairy in order for it to be a minimal outbreak. And when I did break out, I tried my best to not touch my skin. I wash my flannel often. Not only that, I noticed that I'm furry. There's hair. Again, that led to highlight my sideburns. I used to be really self-conscious about these things, but what I noticed is that it's stubborn. Like my hair is stubborn. And I just let them do what they want now because it's just better not to fight with them. But I had hair on my face. I have little fine hairs that you can see in some areas. I used to get teased from college. Shout out to the guys that would like crawl out. What's this? But I noticed that when I got rid of the hair via laser, I got laser hair removal for the first time in college. This is before my skin broke out real bad, but my skin broke out real bad in college too. Again, stressful times. My skin reacts. My stress reveals itself on my face. So I did laser hair removal and I eventually didn't have to do it anymore because I wasn't having any outbreaks until 2014. So after I got all that cleared away, I eventually found a solution. I started going to actually no. It wasn't until around COVID that I started doing laser hair removal again, to be honest. So it was just finding the right products and finding the right skincare routine that helped me not have to struggle with the same issues with acne. So that's why I created ShiCares MedSpa. I know firsthand what it's like to show your skin, and I don't just throw products at you and throw treatments at you. It's a lifestyle. It's a wellness journey. And we want to make sure that you feel just as confident in your skin as I do. And I don't want to pretend like I don't have breakouts sometimes, but I do my best to make sure that I keep my skin and my body as healthy as possible so then it reveals itself on my face. We create personalized treatment plans that are tailored to your skin's needs. We got to make sure it works with your lifestyle. So if you do a lot of days in the dirt, you might have to wash your face more often from the top. If you don't drink a lot of water, drink more water. If dairy breaks you out, stop with the dairy. So we'll talk about it during our consultation. It's not just about treatment, it's about long-term skin health. We want to make sure that we're doing whatever we need to do in order to maintain your skin. And that starts from the inside out. We offer any type of anti-aging treatments in addition to acne products. We also help with when people lose volume to their face, we can supplement with different microneedling and fillers and Botox to help tighten in. All the things that you could think of, we pretty much offer, we can address it safely and effective. If you're ready to stop guessing and you're ready to get started with getting that healthy, radiant skin, call us. Call us today. So you can reach us at ShiCaresMedSpa.com, and you can also follow us on socials at ShiCares MedSpa. Make sure you call us for a consultation so we can get you on track. All things health and wellness and have you feeling good from the inside out and looking your best.